What's up guys, it's the Hunter Project here. Welcome to my channel where you'll find Monster Hunter news, builds, playthroughs and everything in between. Update 3.0 is now live and it brings along some pretty awesome monsters and quests for us to do, and one of the main parts of this update being the ending to our main story, which is of course going to be the focus of this video as you can see by the title, and my overall thoughts on this ending. So the quest, as we all probably know by now, is to face the yet-to-be-killed Ibushi and Nawa Serpent Elder Dragons, who we didn't manage to fully kill in their respective prior quests, where we faced them separately. And one of the weird things I did find about this quest from the get-go is how Nawa seems to be with Ibushi at the start of the quest, but when you spawn in, Nawa is chilling underground, waiting for the second encounter of the quest to start. And this did make me a bit confused to start with, but it is relatively easy to ignore. I'm guessing maybe it's like a flashback memory for Ibushi, and then that's why it's gone over to that area, and it's like, where is Nawa? I have no clue. Maybe it is explained somewhere in the game, but from just me jumping on the game and just going straight into this quest, because of course I was already high enough of a HR, I did all the prerequisites, whatever they were, I had already got them done, so I just jumped straight on, went straight into the quest. But the fight itself was extremely well done in my opinion. I'm not going to lie, I did actually fail the quest once, full 3 feints, and the new moves did actually throw me off. Well, the new moves for Nawa at least did throw me off quite a bit, and there was a guest appearance of Magnum Arlo who came in to showcase Rise's Wyvern riding ability. I then dipped because, you know, why not? And the initial little turf war that they did do was quite cool to see, but I wish they did make it a tiny bit more scripted, so we did actually get more of an epic monster battle between the new Elder tier flagship and the game's boss Elder Dragon. But of course it's done now, so whatever I asked for probably won't happen unless they do have another face off at some point during the game's life cycle. But for the most part the difficulty was good, and like I said, I did fail the quest, but the second time round I did get used to its moves. I did feint I think once. The gameplay in the background will be my final attempt where I did actually do the quest, so I think I did feint once, and then the rest of the quest was pretty decent, went quite smoothly. Ibushi was of course the first part of the encounter, and it was quite easy, I'm not gonna lie. I think my fastest time without trying too hard was 2 minutes and 30 seconds roughly. So Ibushi is kind of like a warm-up at this point for All Mother Nawa, who was in my opinion worth the wait. It was quite a difficult encounter, like I said. And one of the cool things about Ibushi's part of the quest, where you are above ground, when you do actually get onto the ballistas, there are rocks flying around Ibushi that have cannons dug into them, and the cannons are broken up flying around as well, in the whirlwind. But if you shoot those rocks, and I don't know if the hitbox is the rock or the actual cannon, the cannonball, but if you shoot those, they do actually explode, doing quite a bit of damage to Ibushi, which is pretty cool. And it does kind of explain why no cannons come out of the ground anymore, and I'm guessing they probably did that because of how overpowered they were, so that was their way of taking it out and just having it as part of the ballista segment. But either way, after doing enough damage to Ibushi, this of course triggers the second encounter, in which Ibushi also falls through the floor like Nawa did, and then you face off against both of them. But what I found is if you jump straight onto the machine gun, which I feel like most players will do, you can wipe Ibushi pretty quickly, which of course will trigger the final form of Nawa, being All Mother, and this is where the proper hunt begins, or at least where I like to think the proper hunt begins. I think Ibushi was kind of thrown in there just as a setup for Nawa's final form. It is pretty cool they didn't make this a cutscene and made us slay Ibushi, and then after Ibushi's slain, Nawa transforms, which was pretty cool. And there were a few new moves to this new form of Nawa, and one of them that did actually catch me off quite a few times, and was I think at least 2 of my 4 deaths of this encounter, was the one where it does a dash attack similar to Tigrex. It dashes twice and then sends off this energy ball which does insane amounts of damage, and it did actually kill me quite a few times. The energy ball was generally the move that was hitting me the hardest, and I did find Nawa to deal quite a bit of damage overall, just in terms of all the monsters in the game, which was quite nice to see, as of course it is our final boss, so I do want a lot of difficulty there, and well, of course the final boss for the main story I should say. But some of the moves were close to actually two-shotting me as well, but they were generally either energy ball related attacks or back-to-back moves where I would miscalculate my wire bug recoveries, leading to deaths or near deaths. Like one of them, another move that caught me off quite a few times was where it does its tail slam, and then it doesn't stop there. It does its tail slam, and then it does its ground, like lightning shatter move, if that even makes sense. If you've played the quest, or even if you're watching the background gameplay, you might pick up on what I'm talking about. But I'd definitely recommend bringing max potions to this fight, as there are quite a few times where you just can't wait out the heal of a mega potion. So I definitely recommend bringing either max or even possibly ancient potions as well on top of that, as there are times where you need that instant health recovery, otherwise you're just gonna faint. And yeah, so after dealing enough damage to Olmo the Narwhal, Magnum Arlo jumps in, as I said previously, and it jumps in through the hole because, you know, why not? It's there, might as well use it. And this is where a small battle takes place, quickly leaving Magnum Arlo in position for Wyvern riding. And as normal, you can utilise this to deal some extra damage, leaving Narwhal in a very short and grounded state. It was extremely short compared to other monsters, but it is an Elder Dragon story boss, so I guess it kind of makes sense that it recovers quite quickly. And after this, that's where the battle to the end takes place. Proof of a Hero does start to play as well, which is awesome as always, and the rest of the battle takes place as you would think, with you slaying Narwhal for good, just like you did Ibushi earlier in the bout. And I think overall they did a great job with this final main story quest, and it was nice to see like a good level of difficulty in terms of Rise's gameplay at least. And another thing I did find quite weird, similar to the Narwhal opening cutscene where it just wasn't to be found at the start of the quest, is the hole in the ground that Narwhal created prior is gone for some reason. And then when breaking through using Ibushi's body, it's just Narwhal's there chilling underneath. So maybe Narwhal fixed the ground and decided to vibe down there. I have no clue. And once again, I don't know if it's explained that we go to a different part of this like this arena. Maybe it's another entrance to like whatever that arena is defending, like with the cannons and whatnot. But for the most part, the quest was extremely good. The ending cutscene is just our hunter returning to the village, and of course in Monster Hunter fashion, you return to the village and everyone is celebrating, with of course some cheesy dialogue thrown into the mix. And I think the Master Hunter goes off and saying that he taught you everything you know, and then tries to like take some of the credit for it, which is not true at all for a lot of us veterans. Like, I don't think he taught us much, but you know, why not? He just threw himself into saving the village. But for the most part, it is a good ending, but I think they could have done better. I do think it was a bit lazy, at least in relation to some prior endings, similar to like World and 3 Ultimate, where they had a very good CG cutscene of them all eating at nighttime, very atmospheric, whereas in this game, it was a still shot. But I'm not too picky about that. Obviously, I don't come to Monster Hunter for the story, I come for the awesome gameplay. So, and of course all like the monsters and the armors and the weapons. But for the most part, it was a good final quest to the main game story, and I am looking forward to see what the rest of this 3.0 update has to give. And yeah guys, that does bring us to the end of this video, and that was my thoughts on Monster Hunter Rise's 3.0 proper ending to the main game story. If you did enjoy, be sure to smash the like, subscribe buttons, it's extremely appreciated and helps out the channel a ton. Leave a comment down below of your thoughts on the 3.0 proper ending to the story, and what your favourite aspect of it was, and anything else that you thought you saw and picked out for yourself that you would like to talk about. Just be sure to drop it in a comment down below, and don't forget to join our Discord, link is at the top of the description. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.